All right, 99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is. And right here on this amazing Sunday night, we would actually love to welcome back a phenomenal California-based band. We got the Tortured back on the radio station airwaves on, of course, the 99.9 FM dial. And, of course, you can watch it live video-based on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. But, guys, how are you doing? How are you guys doing this evening?
Great.
Good. How are you?
Best I could possibly be, man. Just coming off a Canada Day celebration. I was a little bit hungover today, but tonight I'm good to go, man. I'm definitely stoked and happy to have you guys back on the radio station airwaves.
Great.
Right on. Great. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Hey, what time is it where you're at anyway, buddy?
It is actually 9:32 p.m. currently right now.
Nice.
So
the late night interviews are the best, man. You know what I mean? It's pretty much it's me ending the night the right way.
what we love to hear.
I have to ask before we get into this, man. How was your guys' weekend, man? I heard that it's super hot out there in California currently. Like I heard from other people that's at least 109 degrees almost.
In other parts, but we're on the coast, so it's nicer. It's like 70. It's not bad. It's actually really nice weather.
It's hot, but it's good.
But yeah.
Well, I will definitely say I'm a bit jealous of that 70 degree weather, man. It's about 98 down here in Canada, so I will take 70 any day.
Yeah, totally.
But obviously, guys, getting into the interview, obviously, during the first interview, we spoke about how you guys got together. But I also read as well that in April of 2003, you guys actually went on a hiatus. As Sam, you actually went to school to study, and Johnny, you actually took a hitchhiking journey up and down the West Coast. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about your journeys outside of the music industry during that 1 year, and of course, what actually made you guys decide to come back together the very next year in 2014.
2013. I was kind of disillusioned, as I kind of still am, with San Francisco and the tech boom, and I just kind of ran away from it and wanted to focus more on acting in Los Angeles. And during the hitchhiking, from there up to Canada, actually all the way to Vancouver, LA was definitely the majority of time spent, but I also spent 4 weeks in Seattle playing shows and open mics and passing around emailing lists and things of that nature, and just trying to build a fan base any way I could. There's a lot of stories from the road, and it's kind of hard to condense it, I guess. Dude. Luckily, I had some good friends that had some nice couches along the way that helped out, and some nice people picked me up along the way as well. So.
And if you don't me asking, man, what was it like actually because obviously you said you actually went to Vancouver as well during your travels. I have to ask, man, because I'm genuinely curious, because I know when it comes to the Canadian border system, they're probably the harshest border system I've actually ever dealt with. And I live in Canada, man. It's ridiculous. Well, how did you actually get across the border to Vancouver? Was it an easy step for you? Did they let you in, or did you have to go through a process actually coming over?
No, it was pretty easy. I mean, I just showed them my passport and went right in. I mean, it was a different time, right? It was pre-COVID, so that probably made things a little bit easier, I think. I think probably now it's harder. But yeah, I didn't have any issues. And you guys have really good social programs, because I stayed in a homeless shelter up there, and it felt more like a youth hostel. So shout out to Canada for your social programs. Keep doing good work.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of great services like that. I mean, in bigger cities as well, sometimes it's a little bit difficult for the homeless individuals to really get a bed. But the homeless situation nowadays, especially after COVID and the little recession we're going on with this food crisis and whatever you call it, pretty much a lot of homelessness is actually currently going on. So definitely we need a lot more shelters than what we did actually have back then. We definitely need more today.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So do we. Especially here in San Francisco. I mean, it's prevalent.
It's horrible.
So
To
You
me,
know, I always say it's like Gotham City without a Batman. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. At least Gotham City actually had one person they could actually count on. But in the real world, unfortunately, you don't.
Well, they had a good mayor, which we don't. So.
well, we never had a good mayor, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I mean,
This state
I
is
can't
this state's
remember.
gone to hell.
Can't remember.
It's been communist owned for the last 70 years. I think it's been running in this. So you can tell all the blue states are burning in hell for the most part.
Anyway, enough of politics. Let's
Don't get me
shut
started.
the fuck up, Don. Is what I'm trying to say. Excuse my language, kids. Let's go on to our band.
And also, guys, on November 3rd of 2018, you guys actually released the amazing 11-track live album titled Live at the Store Club. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this live record. And of course, what all actually went into it to actually make this album a reality? Because obviously, you know, there's obviously a lot more technology that goes into a live album versus just going in the studio and actually just banging out a studio project.
Yeah, it's actually easier, to be honest with you, because Store Club at that time would record a CD and mix it right there. So they mixed it down for us and everything, and I listened to it and it sounded good enough to put up on our Bandcamp. So I said, yeah, screw it, let's throw it up there. The sound quality was actually really good. Sometimes they've recorded us there and like you only hear vocals and drums, but you could hear the guitars really well and bass and everything. So I was like, yeah, this one's going to go up kind of thing. And it's a good set. So I was like, yeah, this is the one to put on, social media.
And me personally, I always enjoyed live projects. That's because the fact, even if you haven't heard of the band before, you get the opportunity to kind of hear how the band actually performs live just by listening to the record. I find it really encourages individuals to actually buy the band's tickets even more just by hearing records like that.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see. That's why we do a lot of live videos as well, just to see performances and things of that nature too.
And also as well, guys, on May 26th of 2023, you guys actually released your brand new 6-track album titled Quiet Nightmares. I was wondering, what is the story behind this phenomenal album? And of course, what inspiration actually went into it? Because I have to say, this is a non-skippable album, man. Like from 1 to 6 and 6 all the way back to 1. No matter what order you listen to this record in, it is absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Quiet the Nightmare. Well, I'll let Tom start and we can go around the room kind of thing.
Yeah, so basically, me and Don are new members to this band. So we kind of had a different sound compared to his previous bandmates. So we wanted to write new songs that kind of better represent our sound, our newer sound. So we, around probably November, December, we wrote 3 songs together, and then we played a couple of them live, and we got pretty good feedback from the audience, so we decided to record those 3 songs plus go back to Johnny's sort of older albums and then pick the 3 songs that we wanted to sort of revamp and then re-record. So this one's for Nick and Grace, Forward, and then We Are Torture. Those are the 3 new songs that we kind of worked on and then recorded together. And then To Get By, Change, and Yeah, You Can Fuck Right Up. Those are the older songs that Johnny wrote that we kind of revamped, added newer guitar sounds, newer bass sound, and then newer drum sounds to kind of revamp those songs and then make it better. So we basically worked on those songs probably towards the end of November and December, and then we recorded those songs at a small studio in Berkeley, in Oakland, sorry, in mid-January. And then because of some things, the mixing actually took a while. So we recorded everything essentially in 2 days in that studio, but then because of certain things, it just took a while to mix it. So we ended up releasing it in May, but we're pretty happy with it. And I think for me as a lead guitar player, I feel like when you listen to a lot of punk music, I feel like it doesn't really have kind of like creative, like really elite, like lead guitar sound. It's, I think, at least like in punk music, I feel like a lot of the lead guitar sound is like really predictable and kind of copycat-ish. So I feel like for this record, I really wanted to be really creative and aggressive with the lead guitar sound. So you're going to hear a lot of the lead guitar sound that you wouldn't normally hear in other punk records. But so for me, I think I'm really proud that I did that. I added more creative and more aggressive lead guitar sound, and I'm happy with these guys for obviously with Don with his drumming, Pierre with his bass parts, and Johnny with his rhythm and vocals. So we're really happy with the record.
And as you mentioned briefly a few moments ago, this album was actually recorded in Oakland, California at Shine On Studio. I was wondering if you could actually tell us a little bit more about like what is one of your guys' most fondest memories you've shared in a studio just recording this particular project, and of course, what was it like actually working alongside Dave Hughes for this as well?
So I've done several albums, or not several, but I've done a few albums with David Hughes. There's one self-titled one I didn't do with him back in 2018, but actually the rest I've done with him, and it's just always a pleasure working with David. He's just really professional, easygoing guy, easy to work with, fun to joke around with, and doing post-production, like once you're like done with actually doing the guitar tracks and the drums and vocals and whatnot. Once you're done with it, like it's cool to like sit, in the studio with him and listen with him and just kind of like chop it up with him about like other bands he's recorded with, or like his process, or like kind of like pick his brain a bit, since he's been like dealing with so many different people and genres over the years, and just like getting to know him as a guy as well, I would say.
Yeah. And then I think for me, like this was my first record ever. So just like being in that studio, like recording for the first time as a band, at least for me, and then like learning from how David, equalizes different sounds, and then how he like handles the editing and then the post-production process. That was like really cool for me. And this was like, for me, it was like experience that first time ever. So it was really, I learned a lot, and it was a lot of fun.
And before we move off the topic of this brand new album, do you guys actually have any plans to actually release any vinyl or CDs or anything like that? And if you guys have already done so, where can we actually snag ourselves a hard copy?
We haven't done so for this release. We do plan on doing CDs, but vinyls are kind of expensive. So I don't really want to do that yet, because it's just not feasible at the moment.
We'll probably start with CDs first, right?
Yeah,
CDs first.
And especially the wait time as well. I heard the wait, I don't know about now, because I do know during the COVID pandemic, at least, the wait time for vinyls was like 2 years. So by the time any band was to even order their albums, their promotion would be done, and they'd already be on the next album by the time they got their vinyls for the previous project they ordered.
Yeah, especially from Fat Records. Just to talk shit about Fat Mike. Sorry, can't help myself.
Hey man, I gotta say, I as a DJ of the radio station, I gotta stay neutral. But I will say this: I've never been a huge fan myself. But I mean, he can't.
Music.
The guy has done a lot of great stuff for punk rock. But I mean, vinyl wait times. Yeah. We'll just move on.
It was a while from that particular company when I ordered stuff. So I don't know about any other labels. I don't know if Alternative Tentacles or Discord was as bad, but yeah, final wait times, blah. Not fun.
And also as well, just last week, you guys have actually had the opportunity to actually perform at Fraser Fest. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this previous performance. And of course, do you guys actually have any up and coming shows? And if so, where can our listeners actually snag themselves some tickets to come out and see The Tortured live in full effect?
Yeah, so Fraser Fest was cool. It was like a little mountain town, like about 80 minutes north of Los Angeles, and it was just in the mountains, and we were playing in the sunshine outdoors, which is always fun and like a good experience, like better than playing in some dingy dive bar that smells like urine and regret, which is basically
despair.
what most of the places, most of the dive bars sound like: despair, regret, and urine that we play in. So it was kind of nice playing in front of a bunch of kids and moms and dads and, people that were just happy and smiling and having a good time. It was definitely like better than, going to the backyard and seeing someone shooting up. It's definitely different than your typical urban environment. And just like, people were so friendly, small town vibes, nobody was standoffish, everybody was welcoming, just a really great community, and a lot of good musical performances as well. Yeah. Some like folk music that I really liked and stuff like that. Just like really good people. And
it was a good crowd.
Just nice people.
Yeah. We did a bonfire thing at the end as well, so that was really cool. It's like, and then he met a girl too. So
so we almost wanted to leave him there.
And we played beer pong.
Yeah.
Hey man, I miss the days of playing beer pong, man. I'm not gonna lie, I was always the first one to get drunk because my eye-hand coordination absolutely sucks, even when I'm sober. So, I mean, the ping pong ball would just go the opposite direction of the freaking cup. So, you already know I'd be drunk the first game.
Without wearing my eyeglasses, I beat Tom. He did good. It was down. It was basically 1-to-1 cup, and I won. So Tom did good. Yeah. I'm not going to discredit his performance in beer pong, but I was pretty wasted, and I still won. So I'm amazing. Just
good job. Yeah.
But also, guys, I have to ask, what's next for you guys? Because obviously we spoke about your guys' brand new album that's currently just tearing up the airwaves all over. We spoke about Fraser Fest. What is next for you guys? Like, is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview? Anything else you guys still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? Well, we still got you here live on 99.9 FM this evening.
Yeah, we have Toots Tavern in Crockett, California. It's in the East Bay. That's going to be July 29th. At 8 p.m. and it's a good friend, my friend Trevor Hapless. It's his birthday party show, so it should be a good one. He's turning 25, I think.
Young buck.
So yeah, it should be a good show. Should be fun. Really looking forward to that. So July 29th at Toots Tavern in Crockett. If you guys are free, no pre-sale, just at the door. So for this one.
If you show up, I'll let you in on my pass.
Hey, man, if I could make it to California, I definitely would, man. That's my dream vacation spot. So hopefully one day I can slide out to California, not only be able to enjoy the palm trees and the ocean, but also be able to see a Tortured show.
Also, we're working on new music, and we're really aiming for a full-length album, either end of this year or early next year. So.
And also, guys, before we actually part ways this evening, obviously I know how to follow you guys on social media, but for the individuals that might just be listening to this interview right now and discovering you guys, or people that might not know how to exactly avenue social media the way we do, how do we actually go about following you guys and staying updated on everything that Tortured if we're not already doing so?
Yeah, so you can find us at thetortured.bandcamp.com. We're on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, Apple Music, Pandora, Tidal, basically all social media platforms you could think of. But if you want to buy our music, the tortured.bandcamp.com, that'd be great because our record is for sale for download on there. That would be nice. It's only $7. So yeah, cheap.
And I got to say, first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for giving not only myself, but the radio station airwaves your time, not once, but twice, man. Thank you so much for your time, just coming on my station, talking about everything you guys got going on. I'm super stoked to hear that you guys are working on new material, and I'm really excited to hear the finished product when it does drop to the general public.
Right on, yeah. And appreciate you having us. Also, I will be sending you some MP3s, if that's okay, of the new record. I just didn't have them ready.
Oh, sounds good, man. Honestly, definitely send them. And of course, if they are unreleased material, just let me know if I am allowed to play them or not, because I don't want to put anything on the air that is not able to be played. You know what I mean? I always like making sure first. So make sure you do include if it's only for me or if it's for the station itself.
Of course, yeah. I meant to send it like sooner, but I'm still waiting on David to convert the file. It's just, a bunch of production.
If you guys want to as well, I actually have a converter as well. If you guys want to send the WAV file over, I can actually convert it to MP3 if that's something you guys would rather me do for you, actually.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, cool. Right on.
Send it right now.
Sweet.
Sounds good. If you send it, I will definitely get placed in the radio station and get it spinning.
That would be so awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're most certainly welcome, guys. Definitely get that over to me, and I'll get that placed in the station's rotation ASAP. But for now, definitely have yourselves a great rest of your Sunday night, and of course, a killer week as well.
Can I ask you one question?
Definitely.
Hey, how was Blink-182? Did you get to meet Travis?
I didn't get to meet Travis. No, I wish. I unfortunately, well, I wouldn't say unfortunately. I mean, I got to meet two out of the three. So
yeah, Tom.
It was actually probably one of the most killer shows I've ever been to, man. I mean, I've never saw Blink until that day. I saw them in Montreal and Toronto. I had the VIP lounge, man. So I walked in, and I literally was not expecting I'd meet them. I was standing there in line saying to myself, "Fuck, please, like, let them show up." So I was the first person to walk in the door, and I see a security guard standing there. Didn't really recognize the person at first, but I saw the face with the black glasses. It was Mark Hoppus dressed as a security guard.
Oh, what?
I literally walked in, I stopped, my heart sank. I was like, holy fuck, it's Mark Hoppus. And then I turned around, saw Tom DeLonge dressed literally looked like Boomer if he grew his hair out. And I just stumbled, and I'm like, holy fuck. Yeah. Got a picture, got 2 pictures with Tom, 1 with Mark, and I got Mark to sign my Enema of the State as well.
That is so dope, dude. I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah, man, it was a killer time. I would definitely say if you get a chance to see Blink, man, I mean, I was not expecting them to be that good because, I mean, their slogan is crappy punk rock since 92. So I was telling my wife, if you brace yourself, it's not going to sound like how they sound on the record. And then they ceased to amaze me, and they made me a liar because they sounded perfect.
I think they came
awesome.
I think they came through town already.
They did.
The city, yeah.
Yeah, the tickets were ridiculously priced, though, boys. I mean, I literally took all my savings and bought those tickets, and I still don't regret it.
Yeah, no, it was worth it for you.
Hell yeah, dude.
You get to rub elbows.
Well, anyway, Brendan, thank you so much. We hope you have a nice evening, and thanks for taking the time to interview us and talk with us. Really appreciate it.
Hey, man, I appreciate your guys' time as well, man. I just do what I do for the love of punk rock, and amazing bands like yourselves deserve to get heard, especially in a country like Canada, man. So if you keep making it, we here at 99.9 Punk World Radio FM are going to keep spinning it.
Thank you.
Definitely have yourself a great night, guys. We definitely shall talk again soon.
Sounds good. Take care.
Thank you.